Dear students, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn how to calculate the above terrace floor floating column main bar reinforcement VBS. So these are the floating columns which is designed from above terrace floor to above terrace floor. Our structures like swimming pool, overhead tank, and staircase headrooms, and some amenities like food court and party halls. So if you see our terrace floor GA drawings, so you can find out all these floating columns. This is the floating column which is designed to support the overhead tank and staircase headroom. And one more, this is the FC3 also located to support the staircase headroom and overhead tank. And this is FC4, FC5, and FC6, FC7, and this is FC8, and this is FC9. So up to FC4 to FC8, which is designed to support our swimming pool deck slab, and FC9 is starting from the deck slab to elevation wall top. And similarly this FC10 and FC11 also supporting our deck slab, and it is going up to our elevation wall top. This FC12 is the elevation columns, so which is designed at the front elevation for our crown design. And FC13 is starting from this LMR slab to this lift lobby slab bottom. And this is FC14 is designed to support this food court cantilever slab. So like this, these are the floating columns which is designed from above terrace floor to above terrace floor structures. And these are the FC2 to FC14 all main bars and ring details which is given in the drawing. So before starting entering into the Excel sheet, we have to note down from this drawing. Following are the details to be noted down your notebook like this. So column name, number of columns, and height of the columns, and main bar details. If you note down this like this, so it will be easy to enter it in our Excel sheet. So after recording all these data, we will go to Excel sheet. So in this Excel sheet, we have to take one column reinforcement tab, so which is calculated earlier. So this is the column main bar calculation tab. This is from 10th floor to 11th floor what we have calculated. No, the same tab I am going to create one more tab. So this is the creation of one more additional tab. So rename that tab as floating column. And for the heading also you can change it as column reinforcement quantity for floating column. You can delete this for floating columns. Okay, enter. And here also you can write, instead of tower column you can write it as floating column. Okay, next here we have to change these 5 column names. These 5 columns, whatever the 10th floor height, 11th floor height, and rod below 11th floor, rod above 11th floor, and lap length is there. No, these I am going to delete, and instead of those place I am going to add these 4 details. First is column height, and the second column is LD for bottom, and third column is beam depth, and fourth is beam cover, and the last one is LD for top. Okay, so these are the column names to be changed over here. And here it is the floating column. So we will start entering from the our data sheet. This is column FC2. FC2. What FC2 is there? Number of column is 1 and number of rods are 8 and dia of rod is 12 and the column height is 3800 mm, and this is the LD for the bottom. LD for the bottom means the rod has to be taken 300 mm L and it is placed inside the beam wherever the column location is done, and this is the beam depth wherever the column which you are placing, no, those column depth. Our all terrace floor complete beam depth is 600 mm. So the beam depth is 600, beam cover is 25 mm. So we need to place those column rods inside the beam rod, no. So then the beam depth 25 mm cover need to be deduct, and LD for the top, again LD, this is also 300 mm, which is the rod bend into the slab or the respective beams. And this is the cutting length. Cutting length is equal to, this is the column height plus LD for the bottom plus beam depth minus beam cover plus this top LD. This top LD, here it is, no, they have to select this cell and put on arrow mark, then this will collect. So this is J8. So this is J8. Press enter. Then this is the cutting length of this columns. The same cutting length has to be copied for all this all these values. So for that, what you have to do, you have to select these 3 cells and hold at this corner and you have to drag it. If you drag, then all the formulas will get changed. So all the formulas will get updated, because everywhere the 2 empty cell is there and 1 formula cell is there. 2 empty cell is there, 1 formula cell is there. If the same is there, you can drag until where it is. If these cells have been changed, then you have to be copy paste over here. And next is FC3. FC3, and FC3 is number of column is 1 and the number of rod is 8 and the dia of rod is 16 mm. Height as it is 3800. This 300 mm LD for bottom, 600 mm beam depth, 25 mm beam cover and LD for the top. And next is FC4. FC4 number of column is 1 and the number of rod is 8 and the dia of rod is 12 and the height of column is 2450, and this is the bottom LD, beam depth 600, 25 mm cover, and this is the top LD. So like this you have to continue up to all the details you have to enter. FC3, FC4, FC5, FC6, and here FC6 and 7. FC6 and 7 is typical, so you can write it as FC6 and FC7. So here it is number of column 2 and FC7 number of rod is 8 and dia of rod is 12 and this height FC6 and 7 height is 2450 and this bottom L is 300, beam depth 600 and beam cover 25 mm and this top LD 300. So next FC6 and 7 is over, and next FC8, FC9. So all these data to be entered as per our data sheet. I am entering only column names. FC10 and FC11 and FC12, and here you see FC12 is total 6 columns are there. You have to enter the 6 columns and the number of rods are 8 and the dia of rods are 16. Sorry, dia of rod is 16 and column height is 5 meter. This is starting from the terrace floor to elevation wall top, and bottom LD is 300 and the beam depth is 600 and beam cover is 25 mm and the top LD also 300 mm. Next FC13 also number of column. FC13 is number of columns are 2 and the number of rod is 4 number of 16 is there, and that height is 1500 mm only, and bottom LD is 300 mm, and beam depth is 600 mm, and beam cover is 25 mm, and top LD is 300 mm. Next, FC 14, and this is also, and you see in FC 13 one more rod is there. So in FC 13 two diaph rod is there, then you have to insert one more line, put Control D, one more line will come. Again the number of column is 2, number of rod is 4, and another 4 number of 12 is there. So the same height and everything is same. So and next FC 14, is two numbers, number of rod is 6 numbers, and diaph rod is 12, and the height is 2625. The height is 2625, LD 300, beam depth 600, 25 cover, and top the LD 300. So I like this, all FC4 has to be entered. So rest of all the remaining columns to be select and delete. So now this is the column details, and whatever a few columns are I have not entered, everything you have to be entered, then you will get the final quantity over here. If you want drawings or Excel sheet, contact to this number or email ID. I will share with you for your practice. I hope you people have liked this video. Kindly subscribe if you are not subscribed, and like and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much.